What if magic died? What if one man's guilt severed the heart of Faerûn? What if Gale of Waterdeep, prodigy of the arcane, bearer of Mystra's gift, chose to detonate the weave? Tonight, we fracture reality. We dive into the darkest branch of the Baldur's Gate multiverse, a world where magic unravels, gods vanish, and civilization kneels before the fallout of one choice. This is LoreSplice, and this is the timeline where Gale destroyed the weave. Gale Dekarios, born in Waterdeep, arcane prodigy, devoted pupil of Mystra, goddess of magic, and her lover. But even in love, ego stirs. Gale's relationship with Mystra was not equal. He adored her. She entrusted him with a piece of the weave, a living shard of divine magic. It burned in him like a second heart. But it wasn't enough. In his attempt to absorb a Netherese artifact of immense power, Gale overreached. The weave inside him reacted violently, the ritual shattered, and so did his bond with Mystra. She cast him out, rejected, broken. Gale became the weave-bearer, a man hosting a volatile arcane singularity, a living bomb. He spent months in isolation trying to contain it, studying its structure, whispering to it, begging Mystra for redemption, and receiving silence. Then came the Illithid ship, the abduction, the tadpole, and the beginning of the end. In the known timeline, Gale finds allies: Shadowheart, Lae'zel, Astarion, Karlach, Will, each with their own demons. Together, they resist the Absolute. Together, Gale rediscovers purpose. But in this timeline, it all falls apart. Lae'zel leaves after an ideological clash. Shadowheart, gripped by Shar's whispers, distances herself. Karlach dies prematurely in a failed assault on a cult fortress. Gale is alone, and the orb begins to speak. Visions of the weave unraveling, dreams of divine silence. The orb promises peace, salvation through detonation, a final act that would undo the Absolute and erase his shame. He walks into history as a martyr, a villain, a god-killer. He kisses the pendant Mystra once gave him, speaks a final incantation. The explosion is not fire, it is unraveling. The weave buckles, like glass under pressure. Magic fractures, reality convulses. The epicenter, Baldur's Gate, is obliterated, tens of thousands incinerated. But the wave travels further. Across Faerûn, the impossible happens. The weave dies. Magic is not just power in Faerûn. It is physics, infrastructure, faith. Without it, everything crumbles. The Harpers fall. The Red Wizards panic. The Gentarim lose control of their planar anchors. The Underdark becomes a storm of chaos, as psionics and wild magic fill the vacuum. Elven high magic rituals fail catastrophically. Drow cities devolve into civil war. The Sword Coast becomes a wasteland of arcane fallout. And in Candlekeep, the great library burns, its magical protections now dust. But this is only the mortal realm. In the planes beyond, things are far worse. Mystra is gone. Without the weave, she has no anchor. Her essence dissolves into the astral sea. The gods of magic, Azuth, Savras, fade with her, and the others begin to panic. Lathander's light dims. Shar is unmoored, her chosen tearing themselves apart. Lolth grows louder, unchecked, and Ao, the overgod, remains silent. The divine compact, the balance enforced after the time of troubles, begins to fail. Faerûn teeters on the edge of a second sundering. Some gods flee, others die, and a few adapt. New pacts are made. Warlocks rise where wizards fall. Blood magic surges, faith fractures. In the ruins, a few survive. Shadowheart, abandoned by Shar, her powers gone but not her conviction. She becomes a mystic archivist, trying to reconstruct lost prayers from memory. Astarion, powerless without his vampiric enhancements. He vanishes into the night, becoming a ghost of his former self, feared in name only. Lae'zel, branded a heretic, she flees to the astral plane, eventually uniting rogue Githyanki into a new order, one that sees the death of the gods as prophecy fulfilled. Will, killed in the blast, his infernal contract broken. Zariel's grip on the mortal world weakens as devils retreat, unable to maintain their footholds. Karlach dies a hero's death, but in this timeline, the fires in her chest are the last flicker of divine mercy Faerûn sees. And Gale? Nothing remains. Not a body, not a soul. Only the crater. And the stories. Years pass. The survivors adapt. Arcane magic no longer functions through the weave. Instead, mages harness raw chaos, wild surges, blood rites, sacrificial spells. A new class of spellcasters emerges, weavebinders, those who manipulate magical scar tissue. Magic is no longer safe, but neither is it monopolized. In a twisted way, Gale's detonation broke the tyranny of divine oversight. Faerûn is free and feral. So we ask again, was he a villain or a savior? Did Gale destroy the world or unchain it? What is the cost of absolution when power meets pain and destiny meets shame? Who has the right to tear down gods? In this timeline, the question remains unanswered because no one remembers Gale the man, only Gale the detonation. What do you think, adventurers? Could Faerûn survive without the weave? Was the sacrifice justified or catastrophic? Drop your theories in the comments. And if you love dark what-ifs, broken timelines, and reimagined legends, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Until next time, this is LoreSplice, where stories fracture and new legends are born.